Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. Sorry for the late start. Had a bit of an audio issue, so I had to create a whole new stream, and that is what that is. So a little bit of a late start. Guerilla told us yesterday he would come on. So if you're with the private live lab, once this first bid is over, we go over to Telegram for the private lab. V is supposed to do his drips today. Now, drips are interesting. For those who don't know, V the Guerilla does a lot of very large crypto and precious metal deals around the world. And when you do deals at that level, you hear information that others do not hear. So he shares what he's allowed to share, but he only shares that with us in the private live lab. Zap the QR code, the top right-hand corner, if you want to have access to that, as well as to building algos, Algo Factory. We teach you how to build trading algorithms. It's not like you have to code or anything like that. We just teach you how to build a trading method that, if you are successful, you will be able to bring in consistent income. It's pretty good stuff. In the charts, let's go ahead and start with Bitcoin today, and then we'll move over to the indices, like the SP 500 and so on. Bitcoin holding nicely. Look at that. Wow. Look at that. Okay, so watch yesterday's show. You will see that I predicted that move. Okay, this needle going down to grab that liquidity. I said this would happen. So far, it's happened. This is beautiful, right on target. It does not get any more accurate than that. Okay, so, and for those of you who may not know, we just use like liquidity, price action, very simple tools that are generally free or very cheap to do this, right? This isn't like you got to be a scientist or something. But I literally said it was going to probably bounce right off of here. And lo and behold, that's pretty much what it did. And pretty much within the period of time I said it would happen. I mean, I drew this days ago. Like I drew this days ago and did not really change it, any amount per se, any amount to speak of. So right off there. Now, it doesn't mean it's going to continue up, but that was what I guessed would happen, right? So what do we do to try to determine what's going to happen next? Is all this liquidity still there? It may well be, because it only just barely touched the top. And that has to do with grabbing liquidity based on price action, right? This has to do with on the way up. Let's see, let me zoom out a little bit. So on the way up, price kind of, made some price action back here. And if you look at this screen, you can see most likely price would bounce off of some of this older price action right there. There also was a local support right here where price bounced on the way up. So it makes a lot of sense for it to want to stop here to grab this liquidity right here, because the liquidity is created with a lot of people going back and forth with price, a lot of people buying, a lot of people selling, price not going anywhere. And I can draw a square around that, or a rectangle, so you can see what I mean. This area there. So price really did dip right into that. And plus there was other kinds of liquidity in these boxes that I drew. Now, these boxes I drew were in the middle of the day. They could have shifted a little bit, but they were getting pretty sticky and not moving for about 2-3 days. So I'd be willing to bet that if we looked at the liquidity now over on the Kingfisher.io, it's probably still there or near there, right? It's going to be different. It's not going to be the same hour to hour, even minute to minute. It changes. But we're going to go to the Kingfisher.io and we're going to see if that's the case. Just letting this website warm up, kind of like the old days when you turn on the TV and you just got to sit and wait. Yep, that's how it was. That's how it was for all you kids out there. You used to have to turn on the TV and then you'd like sit there while it warmed up back in the vacuum tube days. But this website's great. It looks like a lot of people are using it right now. So we're getting this, the situation here. But perhaps I will refresh it, making my show boring. Thanks, Kingfisher. Let's go. Let us go. All right. Might just be having to do this for the private live lab because this is taking a while. I'm going to come back to this screen. All right. And we're going to take a look at the algos. Maybe the screen will, come back. So according to the algos, as it stands right now, price could just go sideways for a bit. It's like on the swing trading timeframes, there's a lot of bullish pressure. On the weekly, it's gotten very bullish, pretty darn bullish on the high time frame. On the daily, though, there is a little bit of resistance, right? Algorithmically. So it is coming back up, but I expect sideways action. And we could end up seeing a range build a little bit. It's a little early to predict this, so I'm just going to draw like a range. It could be like this, it could be like this, it could be like this, it could be as tight as that, but I think we're going to see a little bit of sideways action. Might only last a few hours, might last a few days, but I think that's what we're going to see for the moment. Let's go ahead and see the Kingfisher. Still thinking maybe it's just down. Maybe we're not going to have that information just yet. I have to be a little patient on that. So let's go ahead and take a look at how Solana's holding up. It's up 2.3% on the day. Solana is looking great. Okay, so it's actually breaking this its resistance here while Bitcoin is not. So that's actually a really good sign. If Solana breaks 188, the way I was looking at that, if Solana were to break 188, it would have meant to me that Bitcoin broke this right here, the 69.5, right? That's kind of what I'm looking at, but apparently Solana is really holding up and pushing up a lot, stronger than Bitcoin. And that's actually typical. That's how it's been. I mean, like for going back more than a year, Solana has outperformed Bitcoin. If you go to BTC, to Solana BTC pair, this is how you can tell who's outperforming who. You just put them next to each other. Solana BTC, Solana has outperformed going back to 2023. It's just done nothing but go up. And then in this whole year, actually, it's been pretty steady. It's been a range. But if you look at the lows, and this is a little deceptive here, if you look at the lows, like you could build a range like this, and it's a pretty good, decent range. You can see the lows going back to July. Those lows were at about 0.0019 Bitcoin, but the more recent lows are higher. So going after July, Solana is outperforming Bitcoin on a higher time frame. You're still getting this same kind of low, so it's building like a range within a range, if you will. You could argue that it's just a new range, but either way, we are looking at some interesting price action for Solana, though, because look at this. Let's see if I can get out the right drawing tool here. My name is Simon, and I like to do drawings. All right, so here we go. See that? So each one of these lows, this is kind of the beginnings of what could be a parabola. What could be. We don't know yet. It's not quite there. But if we see price action kind of continue in this vein, what we might see is a strong move, pullback, strong move, pullback like this. Now, it might not happen this fast. It might be a little bit slower, but we could see parabolic price action here. And that's very possible, right? So, it could look like this rather than those crazy pullbacks I just drew. It could be a bit more calm and then take its time to kind of go up. But we could see parabolic price action. It's possible. And that would be an indication that we are nearing the end of the bear market, so on and so forth. I do think that the election is going to possibly hold a little bit of pressure on things, and that's over all things in the market, right? So there's a lot of uncertainty due to the election. Booyah, says SG. Good to have you on the show. So yeah, but that's a look. We just kind of kept it crypto for this particular show, and that's fine. We are going to flip over to the private live lab. So let me take a quick look at something here real quick, just to, okay. So yeah, so we're gonna move it over to the private live lab. So thank you for watching. Zap QR code top right hand side of the screen. AlgoFactory.tech. We teach people how to build trading algorithms. Let's just say you've been trading and you still haven't quite figured it out yet, right? You've been doing it for a while. You understand how to enter and exit positions, but you're not profitable. You're rotating around that same amount. You're too scared to put real amounts in. These are all things that happen to traders. And, so we are here to help you. Just come on over to algofactory.tech. If you're a brand new trader, we can help you too. We do have a lot of information geared towards new people. We do have a lot of traders who are experienced who come in and they're able to kind of fix their issues, though. There's a lot of miseducation out there with trading. There's a ton of miseducation. There's a lot of just people learning the wrong stuff. I see it all the time. and we're able to help you turn your trading into a business, give you the information you need, and give you the psychological strength to actually trade. That's one of the biggest problems. AlgoFactor.tech. Trade your job, upgrade your life. Do not forget.
Join us or die.